All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get started. It's 1 o'clock p.m. here in Hagerstown, Maryland. My name is Caroline Hutchison. I am the owner and founder of Medina Media Productions. We produce social media content, marketing. We're specializing and really niching into the automotive industry right now, working with a lot of car dealerships. So, one of the things I found, and many of my clients have been asking me, are we using AI? And I am definitely using AI, using it for business purposes, but also for personal reasons. I use it for looking up recipes, use it for coming up with ideas for places to go, event ideas, marketing plans, website designs, all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to dive into the presentation, give you guys some background on AI and what I've learned. I am not an expert. I do not have a degree in any of these subjects. I am literally just telling you about my life experience, take it or leave it. I am just one of the people willing to get on here and make a fool of myself to try and show you and share with you what I know. So if you know more than me, please feel free to share in the comments and share with us what you know, because I'm sure there's a million other ways to use AI that I'm not even thinking of yet. So let's go right into the presentation I have here. One of the things I really like to use is Canva. I use ChatGPT as AI, but Canva also has a new feature that you can use for AI, which is really amazing because I use Canva a lot for business ideas, marketing tools. So if I can use AI to generate some of those things, just asking Canva to make it has been really cool. All right, I'm gonna go in and share my screen with you guys right now. So, as I mentioned, my name is Caroline. I am the founder of Medina Media, and we are basically a media agency that specializes in content marketing. One of the ways that we have become specialists is by utilizing tools such as ChatGPT to make better content for our clients. Today, if you want to scan this QR code, it'll bring up my contact information. You can feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, and I will put my Calendly link in the comments below. So if you want to set up a time to talk to me, you have some questions, maybe you didn't make it to the Zoom call today, but you wanted to learn about this stuff, um, feel free to reach out. Be happy to talk to you offline, schedule a one-to-one with me, totally free for the first half hour to just brainstorm together. So, um, one of the things I like doing is giving you just a snapshot of one of the ways you can use AI. So I've gotten so many comments on this specific picture of me that I made with an AI app, actually. So one of the things I first used AI for was generating some fun pictures. You can take some of your pictures. There's a bunch of different apps that you can get in the App Store and take your pictures, upload them into the app that you select, and it'll generate a bunch of different AI images of you to use. So this is a headshot type business professional looking photo that I took and went and made it into a little headshot. And I use it as an example of how you can use AI in a very simple way if you don't like taking photos, or maybe you just have, not really updated your wardrobe lately, or you want to see what you would look like in different environments. This is a fun way to do that, and an easy way to get used to using AI and try out some of the tools available. But one of the things I really like AI with, technology wise, is ChatGPT. That's pretty much my go-to. I use it for everything from, like I was saying earlier, let's say I want to start making a chicken and rice casserole, but I have certain ingredients. You can go into ChatGPT and say, what can I make with these ingredients? And you can, after it gives you some recipes, say, okay, I like the idea with the tacos. Can you make that with something vegetarian alternative or whatever, gluten-free options, or however you want to word it? You can go back and forth and like fine tune what you're trying to do. It allows you also to be more creative. So maybe let's say you're writing a card for Christmas, or maybe you're writing a letter for inviting people to your children's graduation party or a birthday party invitation or anything. You can just take that letter, email, whatever you're writing up, copy it, paste it into ChatGPT, and just say, hey, can you write this for me a little bit more with a little more excitement? Or can you rewrite this for me and make it sound more professional? And it's very easy to use, and also it's free. So I don't really know what else what else you can ask for. You know what I mean? It's amazing the tools and benefits of the social media marketing, the ways you can use it for your business. Those are some of the big things that I like to say to try and take advantage of. So that's what I'm going to focus on for a few minutes here. Um, but I can't emphasize enough how easy it is to use, and you shouldn't be afraid to try because once you start using it, you'll realize, oh, I can use it for this too. Oh, I can be using it for that. I can use it for just about anything, honestly. So if you have let's say, a website and you're struggling to come up with blog post ideas, you can go into ChatGPT and say, I have a marketing agency and I need to come up with 10 blog posts for the month of August that talk about, creating a brand that's strong enough to last more than 5 years, or build a build a marketing campaign that incorporates culture and branding into blog posts. ChatGPT can even take, if you put your link to your website in there, it can even take the stuff you've already blogged about or whatever you've already done and kind of say it in the same voice and try to help you come up with new ideas that you haven't used already. And bounce ideas off of you, if you will, and give you suggestions for your current website. So you can take your website and say, are there things I can do differently with my homepage? What are the keywords that my competitors are using in this region for this business type? I mean, the sky's the limit. If you're looking for prospects or leads, you can use it for lead generation. If you wanted to, let's say I'm specifically targeting car dealerships, I could use ChatGPT to say, help me find 10 car dealerships in Frederick County, Maryland that opened in the last 5 years. Or, really specific like that, or you can just say, help me find car dealerships in Maryland that need marketing, and it's amazing what it comes up with, just suggestions, ideas. Um, you can also use it for a marketing strategy, like I'm saying. So one of the things that would be very good to use it for also is looking at customer feedback. So you can go and take your Google reviews and plug them in and say, what are the things that, based on our Google reviews, what are the improvements that you would suggest we make in the next 60 days, 90 days, year, 5 years, etc. Um, Social media management, like I was saying, I don't think there's really a easier way to come up with ideas than by using ChatGPT, because from a business perspective, my company, we manage dozens of business accounts and portfolio full of different types of businesses. I am constantly having to come up with new ideas, new content, new video ideas. I definitely get inspiration from other videos and other posts online, but ChatGPT has allowed me to not have to think so hard out of the box. But I still have to come up with like the idea of how to implement it, but it does give us the inspiration. So, um, one of the great ways you can use it as well would be to come up with responses for the reviews that you have on Google. Let's say someone writes a review and they say something that's, really crazy or really exciting, something you don't really know how to respond to, though. This would be a great way to get some suggestions. And then I would always suggest with any of this stuff, especially if it's something you're sending to a family member, a customer, or something that knows you, make it your own. Go back in and tweak it, put it into your own voice a little bit more. Um, Make sure that you proofread anything you're sending out, obviously, because you never know. You might have copy and pasted it wrong. You might have accidentally typed something wrong and it gave you information about something totally off topic. So always double, triple check yourself. What I love absolutely the most about any AI is time management wise. This is a tool that can literally give us the luxury of having more time back in our lives as business owners. So as an entrepreneur, it's been phenomenal to be able to come up with ideas for a children's book series that we're writing right now. Um, Luke and I have been working on something for a few months. We worked together last year. He was an intern with me last year. Now he's working with me as a partner to make a children's book series. And we've used AI to come up with ideas in the beginning, and then took those ideas and elaborated them into storyboards and storylines. And then we selected one, and we've been using AI to continually edit and fine tune each of the pages in the book. So it's very exciting. Again, time management wise, I don't think you can come up with a better way to manage your time than to put in some information and have AI generate it for you. You don't have to pay AI hourly. And the information is constantly being updated from many sources online. So if you go out and ask companies, this is a statistic I found online, how many of them are already using AI? 40% are already using AI. 70%, 74% of marketing professionals like myself use it. And 30% time is saved. So that's significant increase in time back for business owners. So this one business, I'm going to use them as a little bit of a case study. We're almost done with this presentation. So if you're getting a little tired, don't worry, we're about there. We're going to go through the case study with one of my friends named Benjamin. He has a business here in the business incubator in Hagerstown. And he has a really cool concept where he takes fresh meat, vegetables from local farmers and he becomes a delivery like Uber driver for farmers market type food. So if you want eggs, you can contact Ben. He'll get you fresh eggs from a local farmer right to your doorstep. Pretty cool. So one of the things that I like doing is using some real examples of people and giving them some ideas. So in this presentation, we kind of already did this in a classroom environment together, but I thought it really turned out well. And it was a great example of how you can use AI for a different type of business than mine. So I asked ChatGPT to create content ideas for social media for a service that delivers fresh meat, eggs, vegetables, and more from farmers right to consumers. And this is what it came up with. So it gives you a ton of information and ideas. So imagine you're really stuck in the mud. Even if you only used one out of 10 of these ideas, you would have a pretty decent amount of new content ideas and new things you could do. So this is just a sample of how it got started, and this is where we are going to go next is pretty phenomenal. So we're going to dive more into some of these ideas that ChatGPT came up with for Ben. So we took that and we asked it to rewrite this using information from his website. And so what's really neat about that is that now that information it gave us was great, but some of it really didn't apply to what we're doing in real life. So when you ask it to rewrite it or you ask it to pull information from somewhere online, look, and it came up with a calendar for us for content. And it pulled information right from our website so that we're doing more information targeted content that's organic and is using the right keywords and is using the right information for our community that we're trying to reach online. Then I asked it, okay, awesome. Can you also make this into graphics? So that's really cool. I love what you're doing here. Can you make this into graphics? Okay. And this is what it came up with. Now, this is a guy that's been doing some pretty cool stuff online. He's marketing and trying to promote himself. So I'm not knocking on him, but this is content that he could have come up with AI and kind of used his own pictures, plugged some of his own photos in, said, here's some pictures of our farm. Can you create some content with these pictures? I asked it to create graphics for the website. And here's some graphics that it gave us and also gave us some different design elements that we can integrate. So suggesting photos, but also suggesting how to lay the website out so that we can get more traction and have a higher SEO impact in the website. I really like this. So again, another really unique way to use AI is for reviews, follow-ups, and internal and recruiting. So what that means is reviews, like I was saying, use these to reply to reviews. If somebody sends you a spicy email telling you to, go jump in traffic because they hate what you did and whatever, and you get some really nasty email from somebody and you have to respond to it, instead of responding with emotion, let ChatGPT write that email so that you avoid any drama with that whole situation. Follow-ups, again, using ChatGPT to create SOPs for your business is a fantastic way to use the tool. This is a wonderful way that you can go in and say, man, I really need to create a procedure for checking my customers in when they get to my restaurant. Instead of we don't have a hostess and people are waiting to be seated by their server, what's a better process? Or I need a SOP for hiring new employees and getting their email account set up. Those are simple things that you can just check off that to-do list that we all have as entrepreneurs and use these tools to help you do that. Internal recruiting tools that I would say, obviously offer letters, creating offer letters and job postings, sending out thank you letters, complimentary emails, birthday emails, anything that you normally would take you 30 minutes to do, you can tighten it up into about a minute and then just do a 1 minute, 2 minute review and edit and tweak it, make it a little personal and send it out. Really, the sky's the limit. So I went in and took this review from Family Farm Direct, and they had not responded to it. So I thought this was a good opportunity to say, hey, Ben, I think this is something you should respond to. So I took this review and posted it and said, here's a review. How can we respond to this? And this is what ChatGPT gave us. Hi, Faith. Wow, thank you so much for the kind words. We're thrilled to hear you love steak, blah, blah, blah. Right? So you don't have to come up with the idea. Sounds cute. Some emojis. Boom, post it. For business development, I would say that it's a really easy tool to use for coming up with like a pitch deck, coming up with standard operating procedures like we were talking about, but also a script for sales. If you have a sales team, if you have a contract you need to use, you can put this in ChatGPT and ask it to give you feedback. Make sure you're not missing anything. If there's anything you should be adding, you can ask ChatGPT to help you come up with strategies for getting new leads for your business. So if I'm a marketing agency looking for dealerships to do videos for, what are some ways I can come up with some new leads? Boom. Like you can ask it pretty much anything you can imagine. So I asked, how can I get new business from my company, familyfarmdirect.com? Look at all of the suggestions and ideas that it gave us. Tons of them. And some of them are really good. Participate in local events at farmers markets, set up a booth at a community event, market to showcase your products, collaborate with local businesses, partner with nearby restaurants, implement a referral program, provide subscription services, engage in content marketing, collect and showcase customer feedback. Wonderful, wonderful ideas. All wonderful ideas. Okay, now how can I elaborate on our mission? Connecting families with local farmers. So let's say you want to elaborate on your mission. Let's ask ChatGPT, what do they say? Wow, that is a lot of information, but very good ideas. Empowering with families with fresh, healthy food, supporting local farmers and economy, building trust and transparency, sustainability, environmental stewardship. Wonderful suggestions, especially for entrepreneurs that maybe are a little solipsistic, can't really see past their vision, their love for what they're doing, don't really see the weaknesses. And one of the things I love about this too is sometimes it gives you a huge long answer like this, and you're like, I really need it to be shorter so that I can put it into this smaller letterhead or whatever I'm trying to do. I asked it, rewrite this into 25%. So it did. At Family Farm Direct, our mission is to connect families with local farms, providing fresh, healthy, sustainable source food. Blah, blah, blah. Fantastic. Now, who are my local competitors? It's a great question that we should all know the answer to. If you've done a SWOT analysis, this is one of the biggest things you need to know. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Who are your local competitors? What are the differences in our websites? Who is that competitor? What's the difference? Here's my website, ChatGPT. Here's their website. What are the differences? So I'm sure by now you can see how you can use AI for your business. If you can't, I really would love to talk to you personally, one-to-one, and give you a little more in-depth Q&A time. I'm sure if you have some more questions, I can answer them. There's so many ways you can use it. How can I fund my business? How can I get a new salesperson? What can I do to incentivize my sales team this year? What's a sensible Christmas bonus to give out if we have these parameters financially in our business? All great questions. Wonderful things you can ask ChatGPT. I want to thank you again for your time today. I hope this was really helpful for you guys. Again, my name is Caroline Hutchison, the owner of Medina Media Productions right here in Hagerstown. I'm based out of Frederick. My office is in Hagerstown. I'm here a couple days a week. Would love to see you on Zoom. Can help you anywhere in the world. Give me a shout. Have a wonderful day. Ciao. Thanks for joining me.